Hi friends, welcome to IISN channel. Today we are going to see the topics on what is this keyword in Java. Okay, so generally this keyword is used to refer the current objects. Okay, so we can by using this keyword we can able to access the variables, methods and constructor. Okay, so what it is going to be use of this keywords in the variable. Okay, so this keyword we can use it in the variable to distinguish between local variables and the global variables. Okay, so let's see this simple example flow. Okay, so here you see we are having one classes. Okay, so we are having one classes. We are going to create this one. Okay, so which is going to be a student register. Okay, student register. Okay, so in this, okay, so we are going to create one variable and we are going to see this in detail in the programming way. Okay, so I'm just going to create a new projects which is going to be this keyword. Okay, let's get created. Okay, so and I'm going to create new Java classes which is going to be a sample this variable. Okay, so here you see in this sample variable. Okay, so we are going to create a variable which is called int register number, and then we are having the another variable which is going to be name. Okay, string name. Okay, so now you see I'm just going to create a constructor, and by using the constructor I'm going to pass values for these two variables. Okay, so if suppose you are not aware of the constructor means, okay, so here you see in this playlist you will be find the constructor. Okay, so what is mean by constructor? Okay, so video is already uploaded in the IISN YouTube channel. Please go through it. Okay, so now you see we are just going to pass the values. Okay, so to this constructor. Okay, so one is going to be registration number, another one is going to be name. Okay, so we are going to assign these two variables, okay, values through arguments. Okay, to this constructor arguments. Okay, so here you see I'm just going to assign register number equal to register number. Okay, so and name equal to name. Okay, so now I am just going to print the values for this both the variables. Okay, so for this I am just going to create a method which is going to be print data. Okay, so in this I am just going to print the values. For that I am just using system.out.println. Inside this I am just going to use the register number is. Okay, so here is I am just going to print the values for the variable which is going to be a register number. Okay, so likewise I am just going to print the values for the name. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, so here you see inside this I am just going to pass a name is, okay, so plus name. Okay, so now you see I am just going to create a main method. In this main method I am just going to pass argument for this constructor. Okay, so and I am going to assign the values for this variable through this argument. Okay, so now you see inside this main method I am just going to create an object stv. Okay, so equal to new stv. Okay, so here you see I am just going to pass argument for these two variables. One is going to be registration number, another one is going to be name. Okay, so here you see I am going to pass a registration number is 666 and the name is going to be a Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so now you got it. Okay, so this object can able to access whatever the things which is present on the particular classes, right? Okay, so that by using this object I am just going to print the value. I am just going to access the method print data. Okay, so stv dot print data. Okay, so now you see I am just going to run this method. Let's see the what output we are going to get. Okay, so even though we are passing the values, we are getting the registration number as a 0 and 0. 0 for registration number and null for the name. Why it is happening means, okay, so here you see I'm just going to show it on the working flow of this diagram or flow of this program. Okay, so I'm just going to, okay, so here you see the execution is going to start from the main method, right? Okay, so in this main method we are having we are going to create the object for this classes, which is going to be sample this variable. Okay, so the object which we created is stv. Okay, so object is going to be get created. This object is just going to hold whatever the things which this class is holding. Okay, so it is holding two variables, one is registration number, another one is name. Okay, so here you see it is going to hold the register number and name, right? Okay, so here you see, then we are going to pass the then it will be going to find out the constructor which is having the two arguments. One is going to be a registration number, another one is going to be name. That is, one is going to be integer, another one is going to be a string. Yes, we are having the matching one. So what it is going to happen, we are having the constructor, right? Sample this variable. Okay, so sample this variable, we are having the argument which is passing int register number and then string name, right? Okay, so here you see inside this argument we are passing values, local variables to the global variables, that is local variables to the class variables. Okay, so here you see register number equal to register number, we are passing like this, right? Okay, so name equal to name. Okay, so like this we are passing. Okay, so here you see in the main method what values we are passing, we are passing 666 and name is going to be Vinod Kumar and Selvarsan. Okay, so what the values we are passing, sample this program, this variable. Okay, so inside this I'm just passing the values which is going to be 666 and another one is going to be a Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so blah. Okay, so I am passing. Okay, so that it is finding this matching constructor because it is having the first one is going to be integer, second one is going to be a string, so that it is finding this one is a matching one. Okay, so what it is going to happen, it will be going to assign the 666 to this registration number and then Vinod Kumar Selvarsan to this name. Okay, so that it will be going to be assign this value. Okay, so that it is just going to assign this values to this one. Okay, so and this name is going to be assigned to this one, but it will be getting the confusion. Why? Because both the values having the same name. Okay, so even though, okay, so you'll be find this both the values having the same name. Okay, so it is just like, okay, so in a classroom, okay, so in a classroom, okay, so in a classroom staff is handling the attendance. Okay, so here you see the students is sitting. If both the students having the same name, which is going to be Vinod and Vinod. Okay, so they having the another students also. Okay, so but here you see that both the students having the same name. When the staff is going to handle the attendance, okay, so when they are going to ask when they are going to mention their name Vinod, okay, so these students will get the confusion, right? Both of them will be get confusion whose name is get called. Okay, so that to avoid this confusion, what this faculty is going to do, okay, so instead of calling with the simple name, okay, so they are going to call with their initial. Okay, so so to avoid this confusion, the staff is going to call this with the name initial. Yes, Vinod Kumar means these students will be answer yes. Okay, so then or Vinod Kumar means so these students will be get answered, right? Okay, so present, right? Okay, so likewise we are having two variables with the same name, but we as a human being, okay, so as a developer, okay, so we know this is going to be a local variable and this one is going to be a global variable. Okay, so to avoid this confusion, okay, so what I'm going to do, instead of using some other name, I'm just going to use this dot register number. Okay, so then I'm just going to use this dot name. Okay, so here is after I am going to give this keyword in front of this variable, it is automatically change the color, right? Okay, so here you see this variable name and this variable name both are in the same color, pink color, so that it is indirectly mean that this IDE, okay, so it's easily we can able to identify this registration number is going to be global one, this name is going to be global one, and this registration number is going to be the values which is carrying through this constructor. Okay, so here you see we are passing the values to this registration number. So by adding this, okay, so it get confusion, it will avoid the confusion. Okay, so that what will mean, okay, so this one is a local variable. It is going to assign the values to the global variable, and this is also a local variable, and it is going to assign to the values to the global variable. Okay, so that the registration number, which is going to be called just 666, and name, which is going to be held by Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so this is the way how the this keyword is using. Okay, so here you see it is indirectly proportional to the current object. Okay, so current object, which is STV. Okay, so got it. Okay, so now you see we are going to run this program, check it whether our prediction is working fine or not. Okay, so here you see we got it. Okay, so this is the way how this dot variable is working. Okay, so now you see we are going to see the next topic, which is going to be a method. Okay, so how to access the method? Okay, so we are going to access the method by using this keyword. Okay, by using this dot method name. Okay, so we can able to access the method without using the object name. We can able to access the method in the current classes. Okay, so let's check it. Okay, so let's check it. I'm just going to create one more method. Okay, so now you see I'm just going to remove this. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this, the same program. Okay, so here you say I'm just going to use the scanner classes for reading the input from the user. Okay, so s equal to new scanner. Okay, so then I'm just using system.in. Okay, system.in. Okay, so the scanner classes, which is used to read the input from the user. Okay, for that we are using the scanner classes. Okay, so now you see I'm just going to use another method, which is used to get the values from the user. Okay, so get data. Okay, so get data. Okay, so inside this I'm just using printing the statement to get the values for the two variables. Okay, system.out.println. Okay, so inside this I'm just mentioning the enter the register number. Okay, so here you see which variable we are here we are having to store the values of register number. Okay, so here you see we are having the variable which is called as a register number. So that register number equal to, okay, so s dot next method. Okay, so x dot next int. Okay, because register number is the integer, so that we are using s dot next int. Okay, so next here you see we have to get the values for the name. Okay, so that I am using system dot out dot print ln. Okay, so inside this I'm just going to ask the user to enter the name. Okay, so for that I'm using this statement, enter the name. Okay, so name equal to, okay, so name equal to, likewise we are having the same scanner classes to read the input from the user. So that s dot next method, we are using this method to get the input from the user for the name variable, and we are going to use this statement for getting the values for the register number. Okay, so here you see I am just going to call only this get data method. After getting this values, it automatically going to print the values. Okay, so here you see, let's see. Okay, so I'm just going to call stv dot get data. Okay, so after getting this input, I'm just going to call this method, which is going to be print data. Okay, so how to call the method by using this keyword? What is the syntax? Here you see the syntax is this dot method name. Okay, so here you see I'm just using this dot method name is going to be print data. Okay, so now you see I'm just going to run this program and check it. Okay, so let's how the flow is working. Before we are going to run this program, let's see how the working flow of this program is going to happen. Okay, so here you see the execution is going to start from the main method. Okay, so here you see we are creating the object which is called as stv. Okay, so stv object is get created. Okay, so then here you see this is going to hold the whatever the class is holding. Okay, so the class is holding the two variables. One is going to be registration number, another one is going to be name. Okay, so here you see one is going to be a register number. Okay, so another one is going to be a name. Okay, so another one is going to be name, right? Okay, so then here you see it will be going to find out is that any empty constructor is found in this program or not. Okay, so here you see we don't have the any empty constructor, so that it will be just going to assign the default value for this variable, Okay, so if there is a no empty constructor is going to create, or okay, so the compiler itself is going to create the default constructor and it is going to assign the default values for these two variables. Okay, so the default value for the integer is 0 and default value for the name is going to be null. Okay, so after that executing this statement, it will be moved to this method. Okay, so stv.getData. Okay, so when it is going to be triggered this statement stv.getData, it will be going to find out the method getData. So inside this program, okay, so is that any getData method is present in the program? Yes, here we are having the getData, right? Okay, so this getData method is going to be get trigger. Okay, so it is just going to call this statement. Okay, so enter the register number. Okay, so enter the register number. After seeing this statement, the user is going to give the values for the register number. Okay, so here you see what statement we are having on here. Okay, so register number equal to s.nextInt. Okay, so s.nextInt a method is just going to get the values for the register number. Okay, so here you see I am just going to give the values. Okay, so 666. Okay, so that value will be assigned to which variable? Register number, right? Okay, so it is just going to assign the values to the register number. After that, again I am just going to call enter the name. Okay, so it is just going to ask enter the statement in the user output screen. Okay, so that after seeing the statement, user is going to give the values, which is going to be Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so now after this, okay, so it is just going to assign the values to this variable name. Okay, so right. Okay, so name is going to be Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. After user is going to give the values that is assigned to the name variable. Okay, so here you see we are having this statement is this variable is going to be stored to the this value is going to be stored to the variable which is called as name. After executing this statement, here you see it is going to be find out this dot print data. Okay, so here you see the print data where the print data is exist. Okay, so here you see we are calling, previously we are calling this method by using the object, but we are calling this method by using this keyword. Okay, so this is indirectly proposed. What is the definitions for this keyword? This is used to refer the current object, right? Okay, so here you see what is the current object? It is going to be stv. This print data method is going to be called from stv object, so that this stv object is going to call the print data method and it is going to be execute the statement which is present inside this method. Okay, so here you see we are having the register number is. Okay, so we are having the statement which is register number is. Okay, so here you see then we are going to, then it will be going to so what are the statement which is given on the double quote? It is just going to print it as it is. Okay, so then that should be followed by the variable name, so that it is going to be find out. Okay, so what the values which is present on the variable register number. Okay, so here you see register number is 666. Okay, so that this value is going to be get stored. Okay, after that we are going to execute this statement in the double quotes. Whatever the values which is given on the double quotes, it is going to be print as it is. Okay, so name is. Okay, so then we are going to find out what the values which the name variable is holding, the name variable which is holding the Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so Vinod Kumar Selvarsan, it is going to be get printed. After printing this statement, the control will be back to here. Okay, so here you see the call is get initiated from the get data. Okay, so from the get data we get the values for these two variables. That should be followed by we called this method and we finished this task, and the task which is assigned to the get data is over, so that will be back to here. Okay, so it will be we continue we complete the program. Okay, so let's run this program and check it. Okay, so it is asking the register number, so that I am just going to give the value. Okay, so and I am going to pass the values which is going to be Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so and I am going to enter the values. Here you see we got the output. Okay, so this is the way how this keyword is working on by using the method. Okay, so we are calling the method by using this keyword, this dot method name, without using the object we called this method. Okay, so hope you understand. Okay, so next here you see next one is constructor. Okay, so how to call the constructor? Okay, so by using this keyword. Okay, so here you see. Okay, so we are using the syntax for calling this constructor is this open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Constructor having different types. Okay, so one is going to be constructor with argument, another one is constructor without arguments. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, so how this keyword is working on this constructor. Okay, so here you see I'm just going to remove this to state method. I'm just going to remove only the get data. Okay, so I'm just going to remove only the get data. Okay, so on the scanner we don't want. Okay, so here you see, I'm just going to create a two constructor. One is going to be empty constructor, another one is a constructor with arguments. Okay, so I'm just going to create a constructor. Okay, so constructor. Okay, so inside this constructor, I'm just going to, it is a default constructor, right? Okay, so I'm just going to assign the values for this default constructor, which is going to be register number equal to, okay, so I'm just going to assign the default value, which is going to be 666, and name, I'm just going to assign it as a Vinod Kumar Silverson. Okay, so now you see, I'm just going to create one more constructor. I'm just going to create one more constructor, which is going to be sample this variable. Okay, so here you see, I'm just going to pass the values to the global variable through argument. Okay, so in I'm just going to use this same methodologies, this dot register number. Okay, sorry, int register number, and I'm just going to use string name. Okay, so okay, so inside this, I'm just going to assign the values to the global variable. Okay, so name equal to name. Because of both the global variable and local variable having the same name, to avoid this confusion, I'm just using this keyword in front of this global variable. Okay, so this dot name. Okay, so here you see, I'm just going to assign the values to the global variable to the global variable. Okay, so here you see, after I'm just going to execute this statement. Okay, so I'm just going to use this, stv dot print data. Okay, so here you see, I'm just going to run this program. It is just going to print the default values, whatever the default values which is present on the register number, it is going to be get called. Okay, so but we have to call constructor using this this keyword, right? Okay, so for that I'm just using, okay, so after it is going to be get call. Okay, so I'm just going to do little modifications. Okay, so 666 and I'm going to pass the values, which is going to be Ashok Kumar Silverson. Okay, so instead of this, I'm just going to use Ashok Kumar Silverson. Okay, right. Okay, so then here you see. Okay, so when this statement is get executed, it is going to be find out, okay, the constructor which is having the two arguments. Okay, so first one is going to be integer, second one is going to be string. Okay, so here you see, we are having this one. Okay, so but we have to call this constructor, this one. Okay, so this empty constructor by using this keyword. Okay, so here you see, I'm just going to call this by using this open parenthesis, close parenthesis, that should be followed by semicolon. Okay, so what it is going to be happen when the call is going to be get trigger on this. Okay, so it is going to be find out the matching constructor, which is first one is going to be integer, second one is going to be string, so that the call is get initiated on here. Okay, so when it come inside, we will be going to be call the empty constructor is going to find out which in where the empty constructor, that is constructor without any argument like this, it is present or not. Yes, it is present, so that the call is get call. And one more thing, okay, so this constructor should be the first statement. Okay, so this constructor should be the first statement in the block of code. Okay, so this constructor is the first statement. First statement in block of code. Okay, so in case if you are going to give it anywhere else, okay, so what will be going to happen, it is going to throw an exception. What it is, the exception here is a call to this method should be the first statement in the constructor body. Okay, so that we have to call it in the first statement. Okay, so in the block of code. Okay, so here you see, after we are going to call this constructor, we are just assigning the values to this variable, right? Okay, after assigning the values, okay, so we have to print the values. For that, I am just using this method to call this dot, okay, so this dot print data. Okay, so likewise, after printing this information, again what we are doing, okay, so inside this we are going to get the values from the global values from the local variable. Okay, so we are assigning these values to the global variables. Okay, so through the through local variables, after assigning this we have to print the statement, right? Okay, whatever the values which is having it, we have to print it. For this I am using this dot print data. Okay, so now you see I am just going to run this program. Okay, so run this program. Okay, so here you see in this main method we are not calling any method by using the object. Okay, so we call it inside this constructor itself by using this keyword. Okay, so now you see we are going to see the execution flow of this program. Okay, so now I'm just going to start the execution from the main method. Okay, so in this main method what we are doing, okay, so we are going to call the constructor which is having the two argument. One is going to be 666, another one is going to be a Ashok Kumar Selvarsan. That is, one is going to be integer, second one is going to be string, so that it is going to be find out the matching constructor is present. Here you see we are having the two constructor. One is going to be this one, another one is going to be this one. Which one is having the two variables as argument? That is, first one is going to be integer, second one is going to be string. This one is right. Okay, so that the call is get initiated on here. Okay, so that is which object is get created? STV, right? Okay, so STV. Okay, so inside this it is going to have the variable name which is going to be a register number, another one is going to be name, right? Okay, so now you see we are going to pass the values to the empty constructor. Now we are going to pass the values to the constructor with argument. Inside this, what is the first statement? It is this keyword, right? Okay, so it is going to be called empty constructor. Okay, so what the empty constructor is having? The empty constructor is having the register number is going to be 666 and name is going to be Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so 666, so that it is get assigned. Okay, so Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so that it first print this informations on the user screen. Okay, so that is registration number is going to be 666 and name is going to be a name is going to be Vinod Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so then after, okay, so then after what will be happening? Okay, so after finishing the statement, control will be back to here, so that it will be printing this informations on the user screen. Okay, so this will print the user screen. Okay, okay, so then after it will be going to call this statement. Okay, so what this statement it mean about? It will be going to get the values through the arguments. Okay, so what the values we are passing for the register number? It is 666, right? That is going to assign to this variable, and this values is going to assign to the global variable, so that it is now get override. Okay, so now we are going to erase this value. Okay, now you see we are just going to pass the register number values, which is going to be 6666. Okay, so register number is going to be 6666. Okay, so then we are going to pass a name. For name variable we are going to pass as Ashok Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, right, this variable name is going to hold the Ashok Kumar Selvarsan, right? Okay, so that Ashok Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so after that we are going to assign this values to this variable, then we are going to again print the information. Okay, so now if you are going to print this, we are going to call the print data method. It is just going to print the values which is present on the register number and name as of now. Okay, so as of now we are having the register number which is going to be 6666 and name is going to be Ashok Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so register number is 6666 and name is going to be a Ashok Kumar Selvarsan. Okay, so this is the working flow of this keyword. Okay, so we are using this keyword on the constructor. Okay, so hope you understand this program. Okay, so if you are having any doubts, okay, so you can put your comments on the comment section. Okay, so if you like this video, please share this video with your friends. Okay, so please click the subscribe and bell button. Thank you.